how would you feel if you were being used, right? Now, what do we say by the term being used? A lot of men, maybe they have a fear, or some men at least, maybe they have a fear or paranoid thought that, some women out there are using them for money or for attention, right? And that's fair to say, because maybe there are some women that do that. Maybe they've dealt some experiences where they've dealt with that, right? Now, consider that when you're speaking to women, they too might have thoughts that you might be seeking to use them. Now, the same way men like to think of women using them for such particular things, maybe women think you may be seeking to use them for purposes of pleasure where you don't really care about them or love them that much. Now, I know this might be difficult. That may not make a whole lot of sense, or sometimes when I say that, it's hard to imagine how you feel about that because maybe you don't think the way a woman does. I don't really do so either. But consider for a moment that you don't like the feeling of being used. You, in fact, hate the feeling of being used. And consider that women also have a fear of being used, but they don't have the fear of being used for the same reasons that you do, right? And consider that if someone senses that you're trying to use them, right, they may not be that particularly fond of you as a person. And it's always a sense. It's always a sense. It doesn't matter what a woman says to you. Sometimes you can sense when a woman is trying to use you for attention or trying to manipulate you in an evil way. It doesn't matter what the person says. It is like an instinctive sense that you feel right down in your gut, right? And consider that some people who you may not love or care about can sense if you're particularly seeking to use them for a specific thing. Now, you're not particularly fond of that. They aren't either. And I'm not telling you not to try and do that. I'm saying try to understand where the other person is coming from when they try to get to know you, when they're trying to ask you certain questions, when they're asking you if you care about them, when they're asking these questions. Try to understand where the person is coming from, or they have a different viewpoint but similar mindset.